Hello, friends. How are you all? Welcome, all of you, to my channel where, from time to time, you get to see cross-dressing stories from me. Our today's story is Boy Becomes Girl. Watch the story completely and like and comment on the story. This is the story of a family living in a village in which there is a mother, and the mother has four children, out of which three are girls and one is a boy. The brothers and sisters were growing up together with time, and like all brothers and sisters, they had a lot of love for each other, and at the same time, they kept fighting with each other over small things. Among the siblings, the elder sister name is Pushpa, younger sister's name is Shuman, brother's name is Pradeep, and younger sister's name is Rekha. All four brothers and sisters always played together, and since there were more girls in the game, they all together used to defeat Pradeep in the game. Anyway, the number of women in the house was more. Pradeep's father lived out of the city due to work and used to come home only occasionally. There was only one boy in the house, Pradeep, the rest were women. Pradeep felt alone at home. Mother did not allow Pradeep to go out of the house with his friends. Whenever there was a fight between Pradeep and his sisters on some issue, Pradeep's mother used to support Pradeep's sisters. In such an environment, Pradeep started feeling that it would have been better if he had been a girl like his sisters. This feeling was increasing in Pradeep's mind. Now it started happening that when mother used to comb the hair of Pradeep's sister, Pradeep also used to think that how much fun it would be if he too had such long hair. Pradeep then felt that if he too had long hair, his mother would have combed his hair with the same love. Pradeep felt that his mother took more care of his sister's hair than his own. Pradeep tried to keep his hair like his sister's, but Pradeep's mother scolded him and got his hair cut. This type of feeling of Pradeep was continuously increasing. Now the feeling of cross-dressing started awakening in Pradeep's mind. Now Pradeep started liking the clothes of girls of his age more than his masculine clothes. Pradeep's sisters' clothes were colorful and soft, whereas Pradeep's clothes were plain colored. Due to his cross-dressing feelings, Pradeep now wanted to wear girls' clothes. Even today, in our society, it is not considered right for a boy to wear girls' clothes, but by now the feeling of cross-dressing had fully developed in Pradeep's mind. Pradeep's mind was always confused as to what and why all this was happening to him. Pradeep could understand only one way to get out of this dilemma. He felt that if he wore girls' clothes once, then perhaps this confusion in his mind would be calmed down. Pradeep's house was not a very big house. nor did Pradeep have a separate room in which he could do this work hiding from his family. Pradeep never got a chance to stay alone at home, so Pradeep was looking for an opportunity to fulfill his feelings. Pradeep was going to get this opportunity soon. It was the wedding of the village sarpanch daughter, so the entire village was decorated. On the occasion of the wedding, the entire village was invited to the Sarpanch house for a feast. The occasion was a wedding, so Pradeep's mother had bought colorful new salwar kameez for Pradeep's sister. Along with salwar kameez, Pradeep's sister had also bought makeup items for themselves like earrings, nail polish for hand and toenails, colorful bindis, kajal, and mother had also bought colorful bangles for herself. Pradeep's cross-dressing sentiment was saying that if he had also been a girl, mother would have bought salwar kameez for him too. Pradeep's cross-dressing sentiment was telling him in his mind that if he too had been a girl like his sisters, he would have worn salwar kameez and applied makeup items like earrings, nail polish, kajal, colorful bindiya. On the day of the wedding, Pradeep's sister and mother were preparing to go to the wedding and Pradeep was waiting for them to leave the house. Pradeep's mother was asking Pradeep to come along with her. In such a situation, Pradeep had to make some excuse to stay at home, so he made the excuse of illness and stayed at home. Pradeep was so lost in himself in the joy of getting his wish fulfilled that he quickly closed the door of the house as soon as his family members left the house, and then he started preparing for the first cross dressing of his life. Pradeep did all this work in such a hurry that he did not even notice whether he had closed the door of the house properly from inside or not. This was Pradeep's first cross dressing in his life. Pradeep had no experience of cross dressing. All he knew at this time was that he had to wear girls' clothes. Pradeep opened his sister's cupboard for clothes. Pradeep's sister salwar kameez and mother's sarees were kept in the cupboard. When Pradeep touched his sister's salwar kameez, he got lost in the feeling of soft clothes. Then, when Pradeep touched mother's sarees, they were also very soft. Pradeep put mother's sari and sister's different salwar kameez on himself and started looking in front of the mirror to see how the sari and salwar kameez looked on his body. Pradeep had also seen his sisters doing this. Pradeep felt that salwar kameez was right to wear at this time, but seeing so many salwar kameez together, he was not able to understand which sister's salwar kameez he should wear. The salwar kameez of all three sisters were kept together in the cupboard. Rekha was smaller than Pradeep, so Rekha's salwar kameez did not fit Pradeep in the right size. Then Pradeep saw the salwar kameez of his two elder sisters. His destination was now within his reach and he did not want to delay in reaching it. To wear salwar kameez, Pradeep removed his gents' clothes from his body. Pradeep first took out one of Suman's salwar kameez from the cupboard. There was not much difference in the age of Suman and Pradeep. While Suman was thin and slim, Pradeep's body was a little thicker than Suman. Suman's salwar kameez was not going down Pradeep's neck. Pradeep was trying hard, but then he removed Suman's salwar kameez from his body and kept it in the cupboard, and now he took out a salwar kameez of his eldest sister Pushpa from the cupboard. Pushpa's salwar kameez was fitting Pradeep's body perfectly. Pradeep's heart was filled with happiness after wearing salwar kameez. Today, Pradeep wore salwar kameez for the first time. Pradeep stood in front of the mirror and started looking at himself in different positions in salwar kameez. Along with salwar kameez, Pradeep had also taken a dupatta and he was trying on the dupatta in different ways and was smiling at himself in the mirror. Pradeep's mother's bangles were kept outside the cupboard. Pradeep also wore bangles on his wrist along with salwar kameez. Now Pradeep was tinkling the bangles in his hands. Pradeep had forgotten everything in his first cross-dressing. He did not even care about time. Pradeep's attention was diverted from all this when he heard the voices of people around his house. Pradeep quickly removed Pushpa's salwar kameez from his body and also removed mother's bangles from his wrist. Pradeep quickly removed Pushpa's salwar kameez from his body and also removed mother's bangles from his wrist. Pradeep's family members were about to come, so Pradeep went out to open the door of the house. Then Pradeep noticed that in his hurry he had forgotten to close the door of the house. Pradeep felt scared. He was afraid that someone might have seen him wearing salwar kameez. He immediately went out of the house and saw that there was no one outside the house. Then Pradeep took a sign of relief. Watch the next part of the story on 16th March at 2:30 p.m.